So what was that experience like, given how intensely you'd just been working on your own, developing your own art? I mean, was it?
When I arrived in New York, it was my first visit, and I was by myself. I had my dealer said we're having little parties this evening, some people coming round. So, of course, I knew their names, but not much more than that. And anyway, so we had a little drinks party, which actually was not really a party on this particular occasion at all. They filed in and sat in a row on big up the divan, I think it was, and looked at me. I made a few attempts at conversation. Oldenburg was very nice, invited me to his studio, which I didn't went to see. Liechtenstein, he said, took me skating. Warhol said absolutely nothing. Well, so that was really, I met him again a couple of times on that visit. But we never really exchanged any conversation. I felt that you know, in those days, that I was the new thing, or my work was the new thing, and that his pop thing was pathetic, really. In fact, it seemed, so it has seemed particularly since, that it really was extraordinarily reactionary, because all the things that I drew on, all the sources of my information, everything that I believed in, had come from the great 19th century French painters and back up into further past their dependence on Renaissance figures such as Veronese and so on. And this incredibly popular art, yes indeed it was, you know, and had nothing to do with that, had absolutely had not one shred of the achievements of modern art. I seem to me to be so superficial that I you know, so I really didn't take it very seriously.
I mean, I think I wonder if there's almost a more serious side to that. So I remember you and I once talked very, very briefly about T.S. Eliot, and you said that you had sort of slight problems with Eliot because of what you saw as the philosophical pessimism of it. Do you think that maybe, given that your work, as I have always felt, is so much to do with life, and it's sort of very much to do with sentience, with empathy, with that very visceral experience of living, simplest, that there's maybe something in, I mean, let's not just single out Warhol, but there's maybe something within that pop enterprise, as it was then, which was possibly just too nihilistic, was too much looking to be the undertaker of modern society. Do you think there was that maybe was something which put you off it a bit?
Yes, no, I do. I think its negativism was staggering, absolutely staggering, and quite appalling. I think also having having known the war and having been aware of the years of austerity, the 15 years of austerity that followed it, which anticipated the wonderful burst of energy which was the 60s. And it seemed to me, that there was so much to be done